Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ruqayya and hope you're having a nice day. In today's video, I want to discuss about some of the Goodreads Choice Award winners in the mystery and thriller category. I'm an avid reader of mystery and thriller books, so I usually enjoy them, and I have read most of the books in this list. So here I'm going to discuss some of the books and how I felt about them. The very first book I'm going to discuss about is The Maidens, and I have previously read from this author the very famous book The Silent Patient. I had quite a good time reading that book and I was expecting something in that kind of a adventure in this book, but when I was reading The Maidens, it was total disappointment. I didn't like the main character. Also, I don't like books that take place in college campus kind of premise, so that was totally boring for me. The next part about this book that was really annoying was even the suspense or the twist was not that great. It was quite boring and it was quite dull. So all in all, I was not a fan of this book. The next book I'm going to discuss, which is quite popular, is The Push. Now, if you're someone who is a parent or is a mother, this book is not for you. Since this book deals with the thing about the parent and the child, which is an evil child, and the mother who has to deal with this evil child, and the whole thing about is the child evil, is the mother the one who is not a good mother, it's a whole lot, and I didn't like any of the situations the author was describing in this book regarding the child and the mother. And if you're a new parent or someone who's pregnant, you should stay far away from this book. I'm a parent and I did not enjoy this book at all. Also, the final twist or the final conclusion was not that great too, and I'm not a fan of books which deal with evil child and the mother. Next book I'm going to talk about is Rock, Paper and Scissor. Now this book, I have read another book from this author previously, which is Sometimes I Lie, and that book was quite interesting, and the only problem I had with that book is the ending. I still don't know what the ending was about that book. I still cannot conclude what the ending was, but it was still a good time reading that one. While this book, I'm going to say it was so. I did not like the whole plot of this book. Also, the suspense was not that great and it was quite predictable. And since I know, if you're someone who's reading mystery books, you are very familiar with the husband wife kind of the drama, and this book also deals with that, but it was quite annoying, and I didn't enjoy reading this book, and it went by fast, but it was not a good book. Woman Missing. Now this is also one of those books I was keep seeing a lot in the internet, and I was hoping that this book would promise a good ending or a good suspense. I did read this and it was okay according to me. It was kind of in the middle. It was not so good, and the ending or the suspense also was not so good. Book which is there is The Plot, and this book I'm going to say is okay, the book deals about the plot. Like, the book itself is about a book, and I am also not a fan of books like these where there's a book within a book and you have to know about the plot, and the suspense of this book was not at all good. I was hoping the author goes to a different ending or a different suspense, and it was quite predictable, but I kept on reading thinking it's going to improve now, it's going to improve now, but it was quite boring. It wasn't that great according to me either. The Guest List. This is one of those books that you either love or you either hate. I'm going to say that I love this book. It was a good time reading. I love books that deal with weddings and a different place, or a different staged in a different environment. So this book gives you that whole wedding preparation vibe. If you're into something like that, you will enjoy this book. Also, the twist or the suspense I liked in this book, and I also liked the characters. The characters in this book are quite interesting to know. It's a page turner. You won't get bored if you read this book, in my opinion, but some people do hate this book a lot on the internet. Before Dark by Riley Sager. Once again, I was not a fan of this book at all. I kept seeing this book everywhere in the internet and I did not like this book one bit. I felt this book was just inspired by Haunting of the Hill House, but in a very bad way. I didn't like the plot twist of this book. I didn't like the main character at all, and I did not know what was so enjoyable about this book that everyone was saying. It was quite boring to me. It was very predictable, and I kept waiting for the book to improve and wasted a lot of time. The author tried to make us feel scared, but it wasn't even scary. It was quite boring. I did not like this book at all. This Long Bright River, and this book too, I'm going to say, is a love-hate kind of a thing. Many people love this book, but I did not like this book at all. The whole drama of the siblings was quite annoying to me. I didn't want to know about the drama. I wanted to get to the suspense part, and the suspense also was not so great. So you can, if you're someone who doesn't like your thrillers with a lot of family drama or 90% of family drama, then steer clear of this book. It has not much suspense or thrilling aspect in it. Mostly it deals with these two sisters and their relationship throughout the years, what has gone wrong and how they are getting back to their relationship. So it's quite a lot of that and less of let's find who has done the murder or who. Next book I'm going to discuss is The Night Swim. Now this book was a good suspense. It's a page turner, but the book is quite heavy on the trigger side. So if you're someone who cannot deal or cannot handle reading about rape or physical abuse, you shouldn't read this book. I also had a hard time reading this book. I wanted to know about the suspense, but I could not finish this book in one sitting because it's little heavy on the abuse and the torture that happens to the character. Also the characters are very they were tortured very badly, so I did not like this. I did not like to read that. I'm not someone who enjoys reading stuff like that, so this book is quite heavy on that side. If you cannot handle something like that, then don't read this book. Book is A Good Marriage. Now this is also a book which I kept seeing everywhere on booktube and on Instagram too, but this book also is one of those books which I have read. It deals with the suspense in a marriage, like someone has killed someone and there are some couples involved, and to be frank, I still don't remember the ending of this book. It was quite boring. I didn't enjoy anything about this book. Book I'm going to say is one of those books again that people love, but I did not understand what this book was about. That is Lock Every Door. Now this book was crazy, like I'm going to say everywhere. Everyone raved about this book, but I did not like this book at all. The suspense or the story, the way this book suspense ends, it was so bad. Like, if anyone has seen enough Bollywood movies in the 90s with Ajay Devgan and Akshay Kumar, the whole thing, the end of this book, spoiler alert, I'm going to tell you, the kidney stuff, the organ thief, that the whole thing, it's the medical organ stealing stuff that has been done so many times in Bollywood movies that I really cringed at the ending of this book. I did not like it at all. It was not a good ending, and the whole thing about how it was suspicious about being in a building and everything, that I am not a fan of that. Did not like it, did not enjoy it, and I wondered what was so fascinating about this plot ending that everyone enjoyed, while I was like, I've heard this and seen this many times. It was very bad. I did not like the end of this book. I did not like the suspense. The next book is One by One by Ruth Ware. Now this is a book that everyone was warning each other not to pick up, and because I had heard so many bad reviews about this book, I did not pick this book up too. I don't know what this book is about, but I felt so scared and intimidated reading something which was so long and did not get any good reviews. So this is also a book I did not pick. The next video I'm going to tell you what are the thriller books I enjoy mostly and what are the thriller books which are so hard to put down in my opinion. These were the books which are recommended by Goodreads thriller list. They are award-winning list, and now you know what were my opinions. So Hope you have a nice day and see you next time. Bye.